Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a delightful day. My name is Dee, and today we're going to have a quick little video about some of the changes that were snuck into Ark last night. So at the top of their list, they have the View Traits button has been added to the creature inventory screen to view equipped creature traits. Now I can confirm that this does include the level of the trait as well. To me, this is a really great addition because not being forced to use the gene scanner constantly is a real win. So there were a few other small changes added that players were having issues with. However, one of the bigger issues that was apparently fixed was the climbing pick issue that caused players to be killed or teleported outside of the map when used. I think most people can say they would rather not be teleported 9 trillion miles away whenever they used climbing picks. Also on the list is unable to equip a torch while mounted, missing the neuter or spay option on rock drakes. One of the more major fixes was the Rockwell boss fight on Aberration. Now apparently they have increased the level cap correctly now, fixed the cutscene which was preventing access to the reward supply crate, displaying incorrect health bar colors, as well as getting stuck at the end credits after completing the Aberration Rockwell fight. It also fixed apparently shoulder pets that were disappearing after the fight. That's kind of terrifying. I'd be really sad if I lost my little Cosmo for that. Aside from the Rockwell fight, they've also fixed a few dinos that were having some issues, including the Reaper Queens, where the pregnancy buff was displaying inaccurate timelines. And I know this one was affecting me personally of not being able to see the mushroom brew recipe in the cookers, so I'm really happy about that. Apparently the Cosmos needed a few adjustments as well, which included their little hats on their heads not displaying correctly. I will say that that was kind of a funny glitch where you would just have a random hat on your shoulder instead of a Cosmo in a hat. One of the other changes they implemented was to Survivor Mate, that when he could be over encumbered when he was in butler mode, and I have been having some real issues with this. I don't know if anyone else has, but basically our survivor has just been sitting there doing absolutely nothing for a while now because it just seems like every 5 minutes he gets overloaded, or I don't know what. I really hope they fix it soon. There are a few other changes on here, and I would recommend that you take a look at them. I will provide a link below to let you look through the whole list because it is quite an extensive list. However, I will continue to cover the more talked about problems that many players were having. One of those is that the catapult was not dealing damage on multiplayer servers. This is wonderful news because a lot of you were wanting to tame the Karkanos, the giant pinchy crab, and the catapult was just not doing damage. So I can understand the frustration there. They have also made, it looks like, the Cosmos a little easier to initiate the taming process by adding a taming prompt kind of in line with the other passive tames. I am pretty happy about this. I know, at least for me personally, I would dance around a lot and try to get the Cosmo to actually see me so that I could, start taming it. One of the bigger things that I want to focus on today, though, is the balancing changes. Those are the real reason why I'm out here running around on the Pyroman today. It seems as though that they have changed quite a few things with these guys, especially on Aberration. They have decreased the Pyroman's drag weight to 149, and as you can see, this means Pyromanes can now be bowled. This is huge. I know that both when taming and fighting Pyromanes, it was a pain to get them to try to stay still. And to now be able to bola them, especially if you can get them in the water, would mean that it's going to be a bit easier to tame them if you have them on your map still. While they did apparently make it a little easier to tame, it's a little less desirable than before to tame them, as they've reduced the Pyromane's damage scaling by about 20%. This is huge. That is a good chunk of damage that they have taken away for the Pyromanes. And honestly, I don't know if that's such a bad idea. I have not been playing with the Pyromanes through my playthrough because they were kind of a do-it-all dino, a jack-of-all-trades. They had the armor, they had the attack, they had the maneuverability, they had the change in size. It kind of made most other teams obsolete in a way, or at least if I was being lazy, I was like, oh, I don't need any other dinos right now, I'll just take the Pyromane. There wasn't as much thought and planning needed with those. And they have also increased the Pyromane's dash cooldown from 6 seconds to 12 seconds. So on top of the 20% damage reduction, they have also taken away some of their mobility, which I find very interesting. And this last part here, it seems they have listened to gamers, at least some, about being on Aberration, because the spawns on Aberration for them have been reduced by 75%, which means yes, you can still find them on the map, but there is probably only going to be one, maybe two. I feel like that is really good as a whole. I will agree with other content creators in saying that it is kind of weird having these guys on this map, especially in the water areas. I mean, it doesn't seem like a natural predator to have in the marshy underground areas. They have made some other changes as well, such as to the Charcar and a few other saddle adjustments. I'll let y'all check those out if you'd like. But yeah, what I really wanted to focus on here was just what was going on with the Pyromane and how this was going to affect gameplay in the future. It really seems like all the community backlash against the Pyromanes, perhaps the devs are listening to some of the concerns of the players in this too OP creature. So personally, I think these changes are for the better. I think that weakening the Pyromane is the better choice here. I'm really not happy with the kind of pay-to-win dino that this Pyromane has become. I think it looks really cool, it is fun, but it just has almost dollar signs around it because of how pay-to-win it feels. And, you know, that's not fair to the community, it's not fair to the players. I really hope they don't pull this stunt again, but that's a whole different issue. So anyways, so what do you guys think about these changes? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Is there something you wish they would have changed differently? This has just been a quick little update. I hope you guys have a delightful day. My name is Dee, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode.